Welcome to the Childcare Genius Podcast, the world's #1 community for brilliant childcare leaders. Each episode will feature interviews with the brightest minds in the childcare industry to guide you into becoming a smarter business leader. Our hosts have opened 10 schools while raising 5 children. They are certified business coaches, best-selling authors, and have personally helped thousands of childcare owners around the world achieve incredible growth. Let's welcome to the Childcare Genius Podcast, Brian and Carol Dupre.
Welcome to episode 14 of the Childcare Genius Podcast.
We're your hosts, Brian and Carol Dupre.
So we have an exciting announcement that we'd like to make today, and we're excited to announce that our new book, Advanced Childcare Strategies, Secrets to Profitability, Expansion, and Wealth Creation, is now available for purchase on Amazon. It's the 6th book we've written, and we're really excited.
And we'd like to offer this book to our U.S. podcast listeners absolutely free.
Yeah, if you live in the United States, we're going to ship this book to you absolutely free. It's got a lot of different topics in here. There's 11 different chapters. There's 101 secrets to expanding your business, to creating wealth and diversifying your business. There's a lot of different tips in here we've not written in any other book. It's the most advanced book we've ever written. This book is not for this person that has a home center, a home daycare that only wants the home daycare the rest of their life. This book is really not for them. This book is for somebody that wants to expand their locations, add in there, create wealth, build a big, large childcare business. So if this book is for you, we want to get this in your hands. So it's only for people that want to build a large business. So free means free. If you live in the US, we'll autograph the book and ship it to you, and we'll even pay for the shipping. So visit childcaregenius.com/books to order today.
And if you live outside the U.S., you can order the book on Amazon.
Yep, we priced it. Very good price. And you can get it in whatever country you're in delivered straight to you. So in this episode, we're going to interview Professor Joy Maxwell.
Professor Maxwell is a coach at Childcare Genius University, and she is a certified childcare coach.
And today we're going to be discussing an important topic, one that a lot of owners struggle with, and it's called leadership and mindset.
And this is a topic that a lot of owners struggle with.
Yeah, it's more than you know. I mean, I do a lot of coaching calls, and it seems like leadership or lack of leadership of our directors, but yet our owners as well, is an area that a lot of people are struggling in. So we're gonna kind of tackle this topic today. So let's go ahead and get Joy on the line. Hi, Joy. Welcome to Childcare Genius Podcast. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Awesome. We're so excited to have you on board today. We're going to talk a little bit about leadership and a little bit about mindset. And I'm so excited that you are on our team now, Childcare Genius Professor. We're going to talk about that as well. So where are you located today? Where are you calling us from?
Today, I'm in sunny Orlando, Florida.
Oh, lucky you. And you get to live down there now, don't you?
Yes.
COVID got you out of Pennsylvania into the snow, out of the snowy country and into the warm climate, right?
Yes. I had to make a move. Philly was entirely too cold.
Yeah, Mickey's a lot more fun dealing down there than in Pennsylvania with all that cold and snow. And Carol's from Pennsylvania, so she knows what you're talking about.
Okay, awesome.
It's colder here, though.
So we're going to talk a little bit today about leadership and mindset, and that's one of your favorite subjects, and mine too. We're both John Maxwell coaches. And I've been following you for years. You've been an amazing leadership coach in your own right. And we're just so glad that you decided to join our team.
Thank you.
Can you please tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into the childcare business?
Sure. So in I think I was in the 10th grade in high school. There was a program in our high school that teamed us up with agencies, organizations that were in the field we desired to be in, when we graduated. So I signed up to go to either a school or childcare program, and my high school sent me to a Head Start program. I went there every Wednesday, all of 10th grade, and I got to work with the children, work with the teachers. I would do observation notes. We would have different questions we would have to answer. And from that experience, I really, really knew I loved early childhood education. So I went through the program. By the 12th grade, we had to pick our course. I went into elementary ed. I taught in the school district for 10 long years and had an epiphany one day, like, listen, I have to go back to where my heart is. It's with the younger children. It's with early childhood. It's with those tender foundational years. And I know that's where I belong. I know that's where I'll thrive. And I resigned from my teaching position, making a steady salary, every 2 weeks. Everybody was so, you need stability, Joy, you need stability. So that salary was my stability. It was helping to pay for my student loans. I was very comfortable. I just wasn't content. So it was a long journey from 14 to here I am now at 40. But yeah, childcare has always been my first love.
Well, that's awesome. And now you own how many schools you own?
So we are currently, we have 3 locations. We've had 5 over the years. We started in our home. Of course, we let that one go when we got our first commercial site. And we also tried a group childcare center, which in Philadelphia was 12 children, but we outgrew that facility so fast that one of the young ladies that I mentored, I was able to sublet that property to her and let her take it over as her first childcare experience. And I kept the other one. So now we have 3, 2 in Philadelphia and 1 in Orlando, Florida.
Which is awesome. You're a remote owner, so you run 2 schools remotely, which takes a lot of leadership, which is a good segue to my first question for you. Can you tell our listeners the importance of leadership as an owner of a childcare center?
So I believe that leadership will make or break your business. Tony Roberts says that people don't leave good companies, they leave bad leaders. And so oftentimes, if you are having major issues in your business and in your establishment, it really goes back to leadership. What's being properly communicated, what's being expected and inspected, how's the culture of your company? Do your workers view you as a boss or a leader? Do they see you as someone that they can trust and that they trust your influence, they trust your leadership abilities? Or are they a little concerned? Are they a little sketchy about you and the decisions that you make? So I think it's imperative to be a good leader. And if you feel like you are a person who lacks leadership skills, I feel like it would behoove you to study, get information, get mentorship, get knowledge about leadership.
Yeah, and it's something that people don't have training on. They don't teach it in school today. So our kids are not taught any leadership. Carol and I were both military trained, so we learned leadership in the military. But
Okay.
unless you've been to in a kind of a leadership training or school or anything like that, it's not something you're born with. So you have to learn it. And a lot of times the people that run our schools are actually teachers at heart. Nobody ever taught them how to lead.
Mhm.
So it's not an acquired skill. It's something that you have to learn. You have to be trained on it. And
Yeah.
or you have to learn yourself. And there's a lot of good books you could read. We'll talk about some of those a little bit later. But don't assume when you hire a director that they know how to lead a team.
Oh yeah. Oh
It's
yeah.
a bad assumption. They might be great at teachers, but they might be horrible at leadership.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of great directors that have not been great leaders. But they're wonderful teachers and they have a great heart. They're good at talking to parents, but teachers do not want to follow them. So we'll give you some tips today about that. And a lot of times they're just like a boss instead of a leader.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So what's the difference between being a boss and being a leader?
Um, so in my experience, I feel like when people use the terminology, I'm the boss, I'm in charge, it comes with almost like a a notion that, you know, this person is controlling, this person is not a team player, this person doesn't really want company feedback or employee feedback. It's kind of like a dictatorship. And oftentimes you'll see suffering on your team if you have someone that's dogmatic and kind of like, you know, bossy or overbearing. People won't feel supported, they won't feel nurtured, they won't feel cultivated, and they'll start to kind of come against that. Whereas a leader, I think if you set the tone that, you know, we are a team, we're all learning from each other. I value you, I value your opinion, I value your, you know, what you can bring to the table, and I'm also cultivating you to become a leader yourself. I think that's received better.
I love how you said that, how you know, work as a team and you ask opinions of other people. I remember when the Navy started transcending into what we call total quality leadership. We call it TQL, where it used to be Navy used to be a dictatorship military, but then they started realizing that, you know, the guys at the bottom kind of know a lot too. Maybe we need to start listening to them.
That's right.
And your teachers are valuable. You know, if you're a director, you may think you know everything, but you don't. And your teachers sometimes know more than you when it comes to things. And don't be afraid to ask them. Asking questions is a good way a leader can get respect from people. I
Yeah.
was just talking to an owner a few minutes ago on a coaching call about, you know, as a leader, you need to ask a lot of questions of your people. By doing so, it shows interest and it gives them, you know, gets them to respect you more because you're asking for their opinion on things. Never be afraid to, you know, and another thing is a boss is an example setter.
Mm.
You know, I've talked about this before that I would always park in the farthest parking spot as the owner. And I would
Mhm.
take the longest walk into my school because I didn't want that first parking spot because I wanted my teachers who work
Yeah.
hard to have the close parking spot. I parked far away. And when I saw the trash by the door at the end of the day, I grabbed the trash and brought it out to the trash bin because I wanted to set the example. I was never too big to do something that I would ask somebody else to do. And a lot of times as a boss, we've arrived, you know, I can't take out the trash or get my own coffee. You
Yeah.
know, that's who people do not respect and follow.
That's true.
Be a Don't be a boss, be a leader. So I love that. So Joy, you and I are both John Maxwell certified coaches. We're both trained in leadership. Um, and John Maxwell is the specialist when it comes to that. There must be some books that you would recommend when it comes to leadership. Probably with the name John Maxwell on them, I could think of a few. And John's
um,
your uncle, right? Just for the record, he's your uncle.
for the record, I've said it before. I said it when I got certified. John Maxwell is my uncle through the kingdom of God.
Oh,
Okay.
amen to that. He's
We
your
are
uncle,
related.
and you hope you're in the will, right?
Yes, yes. Um, so one of the books that I absolutely love by my uncle is How Successful People Lead. And I think that one is it's kind of like a quiet storm. It's a smaller book, but it's so power packed with good nuggets on leadership and how to really hone in on your own leadership ability and make it realistic. Because I think sometimes people see leadership books and they become intimidated by them. Like, oh my goodness, I don't know if I could ever achieve this or do this. But he breaks down leadership in such a way that a child could read it and really implement the skills. The other leadership book that I really love, and I think more people need to read it, is called Leaders Eat Last. And that one is really an eye opener when it comes to leadership, your team, who you are as a leader, and how your team responds to you, and what you should and shouldn't do as a leader. And I think if a lot more people realize that, you know, as a leader, I have to be able to take some of the sacrifice so my team doesn't feel like, oh, she's not supporting us, she doesn't understand our pain. And so they're both really good reads.
Yeah, and Simon Sinek, I mean, he's a good leadership book as well. That the book "Leaders Eat Last" is phenomenal. And if you're a Christian out there, the John Maxwell Leadership Bible is a great book as well. It has a whole different context of leadership from a biblical perspective, if that's your sort of thing as well. So thank you. That's a great input there, Joy.
Yes.
Joy, why is a positive mindset important to have as an owner?
Ooh, so mindset. This has kind of been a buzzword right now amongst the leadership arena, and especially in childcare. I believe that your mindset can make or break you. Um, it's a quote that says, "Whether you believe you can or whether you believe you can't, that's what it'll be. That'll be your lot,
Yeah.
right?" And so your mindset is a funny thing that can trick you into believing you're the worst of the worst, or trick you into believing you're the best of the best. And whatever your belief system is, that's how your behaviors will follow. And so for me, you know, if you've been a business owner surviving during COVID, surviving during the economic problems that we're facing right now, and recession and all of that, you've had to have a positive mindset. You really have, because if not, you could have easily closed your doors, walked away like, this is too much. I don't foresee it getting better, and I'm just tired. So my mindset is something that I take time to cultivate my mindset. I take time to listen to positive information, knowledge. I listen to, positive people in the morning. I listen to Les Brown. I listen to Miles Monroe. I listen to Dr. Stacia Pierce. I listen to people who have gone through being entrepreneurs, being business owners, being successful, and really combating some crazy situations in life. And so I believe that your mindset, you have to get around positive people, like-minded individuals. If you're the only person that's positive in your circle and everyone else is like a Debbie the Downer, you're going to fail. You're going to fail because you start to pick up those same habits of, you're right, this glass isn't half full, it's half empty. So your mindset has to be very strong, especially to be a leader. You have to know, trust, and believe that things will work out, that things will get better, that you can pivot at any point in your business, and you can make changes, and you can be successful. You just have to believe that.
I love that. They say your mindset is usually within a few little bit of degrees of the people you hang around with the most. They say your income is also within a certain proportion of the five people you hang around with most as well. So
Yeah.
it's power. When you were a kid, you always say, "Don't hang around those Jones boys. You're gonna get in trouble hanging around those Jones boys," right? Well, because they know that the power of the mindset. And if you hang around positive people, you're going to be more positive. You listen to positive, you're going to be more positive.
Yeah.
If you watch the news every night, I could promise you're not going to be a positive person because there's
Yeah.
nothing positive on it.
Yeah.
Just put your mind, the more positive you put in it, the more positive comes out of your mouth. If you put negative in, negative will come out. So I love that. Thank you, Joy. So you're one of our Child Care Genius University professors now, and we're excited to have you teaching and coaching our students. We have a nice growing program. What are you looking forward to the most when it comes to helping childcare owners?
I think for me, I love to check back in with people. When I was a classroom teacher, our observations always went by something called a ticket out the door or an assessment. And so in the beginning of the lesson, we would always assess the children's knowledge, what they knew, and what they wanted to learn. And then by the end of the lesson, we would check in with some sort of assessment, a survey, something to say, hey, I had this aha moment, I got this insight, I got this clarity. And so for me, it's seeing an owner going from being discouraged, feeling like they lacked resources, they didn't have the help, they couldn't figure it out, to gradually getting to the point where they see, oh my goodness, I've been able to change this. Oh my gosh, that's improved. I've been able to pivot. I've been able to implement. That's the joy I get in helping people, knowing that we've really made a difference and a change. Oftentimes people, they have encouragement and they have like inspiration, but they don't have implementation. And that leads to frustration. If you give me all this knowledge and all this information, but you don't give me a roadmap, a success map, any type of skill set to tell me how to implement it, I'm now frustrated because you told me what I needed to do, but you didn't tell me how I needed to do it. And I don't have anywhere to go. I feel lost again. And so I'm really, really excited about the implementation piece.
Love that.
I love
And you're
that.
going to make a difference in a lot of people's lives. And we really appreciate you having you on board.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Awesome.
So every week we ask a mindset question. And today's mindset question for you is, what are some things that you and your husband do to strengthen your relationship?
Ooh, good one.
Ooh. Yes, good one. The one thing that we do is our faith is extremely important to us in our success. Our faith in God, biblical principles and tools and tips are extremely important to us. So I would say us coming together and praying, even us coming together and vision casting together. Once you become husband and wife, you become one. You're like one unit. And so once unity is involved with a partnership, the sky is truly the limit. If you've ever had two leaders or two parents who the kids are playing you against each other, you already know that is discord in the house. If my son comes and tells me something and then I find out my husband told him something already, it kind of is a little haywire. But when we're both on the same page, we talk about it, we've already communicated. When we come to the kids, we're a united front. And so that's how you have to get with your goals. That's how you have to get with your visions, your desires, your dreams. You have to be a united front with your partner. So us praying, us believing God, us implementing strategies to achieve our goals and our greatest visions has really been game changing in our marriage.
Yeah, the first time we met you and your husband, we were at a restaurant and your husband had a tuxedo on, I believe. He was looking sharp and you were dressed to the hill, and it was your 10-year anniversary and he had given you a ring, I believe.
Yes.
And he was just he kept bragging about how much he loved his wife. And I was like, boy, he must have been hanging around me because I do that all the time as well. And then we gave a speech the next day. We were given a topic. We were talking about a relationship, and we mentioned that every night, Carol and I hold hands every night from 7 to 9. We watch TV. It's something we've done for 30 years. And you're like, Ray, you need to start doing that. You start doing that. And he's doing that now, isn't he? There,
Yes,
Joy.
yes. It was so funny because that same weekend we ran into you guys at the airport. He said, I talked to Joy and she's talking about we need to hold hands at night. Thanks a lot, Brian. And so when we got home, it would be so funny. Like the kids would be in the house. I had just finished dinner. We would go to sit down and he would slowly reach his hand over my hand. And it's like, you know how they say with a baby, you have to give skin to skin for you guys to connect and for the child to pick up on your scent and kind of know you. And that's what happens in a marriage, in a partnership. Sometimes you get so busy, it's so much hustle, it's so much bustle, you forget to take time for skin to skin. So hand holding is skin to skin.
You know why it's so important to me? Because at the whole day you're busy doing your each thing. We have our own lanes that we're traveling in, and I stay out of hers, she stays out of mine for the most part, because otherwise we get into a crash. And at the end of the day, so we're kind of working apart most of the day, but that's the one time at the end of the day where we can connect back and everything is okay. We forget about the outside world, we focus on us. And you know what, our kids got to see it too. For 30 years, our kids saw that growing up, that connection at night, and that it was important. And that's led to our kids having healthy relationships too. We're not here to give relationship advice. Well, maybe a little bit, but anyway, it's worked really well for us. And I've had a lot of people comment that they think that is awesome. And they said they would love their husband to do it. Just send them to me. I'll get them straight.
I love it. I love it. Carol,
So we've got about 2 more minutes here, Joy. You're a remote owner. You run schools from 2,000 miles away. Any advice you can give to somebody that is considering buying a school remotely or has one right now that's struggling? Any advice?
I would say number one, keep the lines of communication open. And with any business, when it's in its infancy stage, it's the most crucial time. When you have a newborn, you make sure everybody washes their hands, puts the blanket over their shoulder. You make sure they do everything they need to do to be safe around your infant. And in the infancy stage of business, you do the same thing. You make sure everything is okay. You make sure, you've taken care of everything. You looked over everything. You implemented everything. You left all the tools, all the protocols, everything is in place. And you continue to cultivate that with a strong team so that even when you're not around, they're okay. They're safe. They're doing what's expected to be done. And so that's been really pivotal for us in this field with our team being in Philadelphia and us being here. And I could really appreciate them that, they're the type of people that check in, they follow the protocols, and it works.
Awesome. Well, we loved having you today, and we absolutely love you, Miss Joy. You're amazing. Thank you so much for joining our team and helping make a difference in the world. If anybody needs to reach out, has anything, is there an email they could reach out and say hello to you?
Sure. You can use joy@childcaregenius.com.
That would be awesome. Yeah, reach out to Miss Joy, say hello, tell you loved hearing from her. If you have any specific questions, she'd be happy to answer them. And
Yeah.
thank you so much for joining. Say hi to Raymond for us, and we will talk again soon.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye. It's always such a joy to talk to her, isn't it? Pun intended.
Yeah, she's amazing.
I just love her and her husband too. I mean, they're just amazing. We consider them really good friends. And she knows her leadership. She's been trained by John Maxwell, who trained Carol and I as well. We're both certified childcare coaches through John Maxwell's leadership program, and really enjoy talking to her, and I just love it. So it was a great topic. I know a lot of people will learn a lot from it. We also want to let you know that this episode is sponsored by Leaf Childcare Assurance.
Give Blake a call at 972-754-8595 to get a free quote on childcare insurance today.
Absolutely. So this concludes episode 14 of the Childcare Genius podcast.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you won't miss a future episode. And we'll see you again real soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Childcare Genius podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please do us a favor and hit the subscribe button so you won't miss a future episode. Don't forget to visit our website at childcaregenius.com to see a list of services we offer to help your childcare business grow. Until next time, thank you for being a part of the Childcare Genius community.